Hey guys, Dan here, and so we're going to go into video response, some Q&A. I got the camera suction cup to the top of my monitor. It's really up there. Let me see if I can snap a picture of that, and I'll go ahead and try to add that so you guys can see what crazy stuff we got going on right here. Take a picture of you guys sitting up just like that on my monitor. Boom, got it. All right, I'm going to try to get that into this. And so I would be talking like right now, that picture will show up, my voice is talking, we're still talking, you're looking at that, that's the computer, that's my big old monitor, and that's the camera suction cup to the top of the monitor. So that's kind of crazy. But we're going to do video response and add this to the playlist, video response, and do some Q&A. So let's go ahead, jump right into the first one. Kyle's Lawn Care asked a question. Hey Dan, how do you price doing the pine needles, and what way have you found the easiest and fastest for spreading them? Thanks. So this is what I charge. $7 a bale, 10 bale minimum. So when a customer says, hey, can you put pine straw down? Yes. If it's 1 bale to 10 bales, it's 70 bucks. With that, I'll spray the weeds dead and I put the straw down, period. That's it. If there's any additional bed prepping, then that's going to be extra. If they already have straw there and all I got to do is just, throw the straw down or maybe spray the weeds and throw the straw down, $7 a bale. That's what I charge. That's about double the price, 10 bale minimum. The easiest and fastest way to spread it out, I shake it. I grab the straw comes in a bale, and then there's small sections in each bale. You grab a couple sections and shake it. Shake it, rub them together, shake it so the needles just fall out, cascade down to what you're doing. That's how I do it. That's the fastest way I do it. Dan, how do you price your surface cleaning? By Angel Reyes. Okay, usually by sight. I'll look at it and I'll just say, okay, well, driveways, front porch, back porch, and your sidewalk's 150 bucks. It takes me about an hour with the surface cleaner to do that. If there's something crazy going on, then it might be a little bit more. The one that I did yesterday was $75 because it was a single car driveway, and then the sidewalk, it took me not even an hour to do it. It took me about 40 minutes to do it. I usually just, the full all your concrete with the average houses around here, all your concrete surfaces, about 150 bucks. That's about what I charge. Gets me in, it gets me out. Customer knows what they're paying. I can tell them it right over the phone. Now, in relation to that, Stephen Bond. Yep, Stephen Bond asked me a question that goes along with Angel Reyes. Dan, curious also on the driveway sidewalk charge, how much time did it take? So like I said, it took me about 40 minutes to do that driveway. Since it's cold water pressure washing, does the customer get disappointed if oil stains don't lift off? No, because I tell them, oil stains are not going to get lifted off. I will lighten them a little bit, but they're not paying for that. They're paying to brighten their driveway up, get the slippery crap off of it that they slip on when it rains, get the years of buildup off, stuff like that. As far as like oil stains and all that sort of stuff, if they want stuff like that done, I'll hit it with muriatic acid and try to scrub it and lighten it up in that sense. Or I'll tell them, I'm not outfitted to do that if it's real bad. I'm not outfitted to do that. I'm sorry. Here's a number of a guy you should call. He's got hot water and he can do it. I'm honest with my customers, and most customers don't really care. And honestly, most customers that have oil stains don't really care to have their driveways pressure washed very often, to be honest with you. Mostly the people that actually invest in 150 bucks for their concrete to be brightened have nice running cars, they don't leak oil, things like that. I know accidents happen, people change oil, but I very rarely run into oil issues with my customers and what I do, and I'm not prepared. I don't want to go and get a hot water system. I just don't want to take it to that level. I'd rather sub the work out to somebody else, or just give it to somebody else, and they can give me something in return in the future. But I'm honest with my customers, and I let them know that that's the deal. So no, they're not disappointed. Thank you, Stephen. All right, John Deere 50D. Would you use the same bleach mix to clean a wooden deck? No. I don't put bleach on wood. I only put bleach on paint and vinyl and concrete and stuff like that just to get it starting, but concrete, brick wall, stuff like that need pressure anyways. If it's not painted wood, I don't bleach it. If it's not painted wood, I'll just go with like my white tip and I just rinse it and clean it up that way. I tend to not bleach naked wood. I just tend to not to do that. I don't know why. Maybe there's no problem with doing that. I just don't. If I'm doing a wooden deck or wooden rails and it's not painted, most of them here are painted. If they're not painted, I'll use the white tip, which is a very, it can do damage if you get close, but from far away, you can get the dirt and you can get the mildew buildup off of the wood nicely, nice and easy, and just get it done. Do the whole deck that way. I price accordingly. That takes a lot of time. If it's painted wood, which most of the wood here is painted, most people spray it. Wood decks, they'll be sprayed with some type of a paint color that matches the house or something. Then I'll bleach that wood just like I bleach their railings on the front porch that are made out of wood and their stoops going down that are all painted. I use the same exact bleach for that. I don't change anything. Greg Perriman made a pretty good comment. I put a chute blocker on my Skag last month. I'm really disappointed that I didn't get one sooner. It's money well spent. Well, thank you, Greg. I tend to agree, and I think I'm going to be doing it. I need to do it. I need to make a note and do it. And he also asked, I noticed you prefer not to stripe, but rather box pattern. Any reason why here in Ohio striping is popular? Two reasons. One, I don't have a chute blocker. So going back and forth with centipede grass that gets kind of thick, I end up with a lot of clippings every other pass going the wrong direction. Then I got to go back and I got to reclip and I don't have a chute blocker. If I had a chute blocker, that might make things a little bit easier for me to stripe. Now, with that said, I don't cut high enough to stripe. I cut 3 to 3 1/4 inches. That's about where I cut. Some yards are 2 and 3/4. Some yards are 3 1/2. But for the most part, all my yards are 3 to 3/4 inches. Centipede grass just does not stripe for crap when you're cutting it that low. I would never be able to cut my customers' lawns at 3 3/4 or 4 1/2 inches and get away with it. They would be so pissed. They already make comments in the summer that the grass grows so fast it drags their dog's balls. I mean, these people want me to golf course their lawns in the middle of the summer so they can go out barefoot and not get grass curling around and tickling their toenails, I guess. Can't do it. It'll burn up. I got to cut it at about 3 at the highest or at the lowest, and you just really can't stripe with that. It's just not going to show up. I do it if it's not very thick grass. I do it because I would rather just go down, 3-point turn and come back, 3-point turn and come back. I like straight lines. But as far as stripes, don't care. I don't really care about stripes, and really neither do my customers. And there's really nobody around here that stripes, not with this type of grass. John Houston wants to know, do you have dog crap yards? Got one that has it all over when they don't pick it up. Yeah, John, it's par for the course, brother. I mean, it happens. You can use their garden hose and clean it off, but what I usually do is if I know their backyard is going to be full of shit, I mow their backyard first and I let their front yard clean my wheels off. So by the time I load it up on the trailer, it's pretty much all off my mower. But what are you going to do, man? I mean, if it's that bad, drop them. You know what I mean? But shit, I've weeded it along. I've sprayed shit in my face, got it in my mouth. It happens, man. You just gotta deal with it, man. Motorman wants to know, is the edge that bad or is your helper just that slow? James is pretty slow. He doesn't have the flow. He's consistent though. So, excuse me. I can set him out and I know that by the time I do this area, he'll be done with that area. So I know that, okay, he's gonna start edging, and I always told him, you start at the bottom right and you always go around with the same direction as the blade is on the edger. So you walk on the pavement, the edger's this way, so you always go around, jump the sidewalk, go up the driveway, go around the house, come back down, and then go down the driveway, go down the sidewalk, come back up the sidewalk, go down the driveway, go down the street, and you're done. And you'll be done at the trailer, because I usually park just beyond the house, or that way, you know what I mean? Knowing that, I try to mow in front of the edger, so that way there's a brief overlap, and then I'm mowing behind the edger, and so when he starts weed eating, I'll be done mowing where I want him to start weed eating, which is always weedy behind the mower. So I never want him weed eating in front of the mower because he's not fast enough. He doesn't know the mower as well as I do. So he doesn't know how wide to weed eat, and he ends up wasting time weed eating too wide or not wide enough and having to go back. So he's pretty slow, but he's consistent, and I can work with consistent. I can make it up. So he weed eats, he edges. I mow, I blow, I trim the hedges, he rakes. It's pretty good. It's working out right now. It's not fantastic, but it's working out. They still don't know what caused the Mustang to jump the median Wednesday and cause that 5-person death. But I will tell you this, that's the 3rd accident in that spot in 3 years, and all 3 times 5 people died. Last year, 5 nursing students in a car burnt up when a truck slammed into them doing 75, 80 miles an hour, and they were stopped in traffic. And a truck just barreled right into them, and they blew up in the car. That was last April, I believe it was. That was horrific. So yeah, that's a problem area, and it happens in 5s for crying out loud. So I don't know. That's really weird. Anthony, I appreciate you commenting on all my videos, man. Thank you very much. You're one of my favorites. I appreciate you. You made a comment about old boy turned so fast away from camera like he has a warrant out on him. He doesn't. He doesn't. We had to deal with the police during the hit and run. The police took his information and ran him for some reason. I don't know, ran both of us. So he has no warrants. He's clean. I don't have any warrants either. No Ed Yeager, old boy is not his real name. It's James. And also, Ed, tell me, give us an update. How's your TB360 working out for you? That's something I highly recommended. My reputation's on the line. I hope it's working out for you. I love it. It's working for me. Fantastic. It's the best damn push mower I've had, but you know what? There's bad apples, there's good apples. I might have a good one, and everybody else can have bad ones. So Ed, please, if you could, comment and let us know how that TB360 is working out for you. I would definitely appreciate it. Omnimus69 dresses like the crossing card. Couldn't care less what people think. That's right, man. That's the whole point of that video. Who cares, man? Nobody's right, nobody's wrong. Just dress how you want to dress, man. Just be comfortable. Whatever you can do, however you want to work, whatever is good for you, do it. Do great things. Don't pick on me, and I won't pick on you. And that's the thing that, I know if I'm in a video and I'm topless mowing, somebody on somebody else's channel or in some forum on Facebook is going to go absolutely ape shit that Dan had his shirt off and how unprofessional and his business is over and he's going to go nowhere on YouTube and oh, he's done and all this and all that. I've seen all that. That's why I don't watch all that crap. I just don't want it filtering back into my channel that people start talking crap like that. And that's the whole point. Just get out there and just do your thing, man. And just do your thing. Whatever you're comfortable with, do your thing. That's all I got to say. Elicio Hernandez asked a really good question. How do you deal with lowballers trying to underbid your existing customers? I don't deal with them. They're out there. You can't get bent around the axle. You charge a fair price. You do a good job. Your customers will stay fairly loyal to you. They don't want the headaches of trying somebody new. People are lazy. Now, any of you customers of mine that are watching this video right now, I'm not calling you lazy, but people in general are lazy. If the yard's getting serviced, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm doing it for the price I told them I would do it for. They're happy to keep it. They don't want to start shopping around for new lawn people. They don't want to risk a new lawn guy screwing them over. They're not going to be as good, and then if they get rid of me, then they won't be able to get me back. They don't want all that. You give them a good price, you give them a good job, you be reliable, you shut the gates, you do the things you're supposed to do, you don't have to worry about lowballers. Customers are smart. They know what a lowballer is. They're not interested in that shit. So don't worry about it. New customers, like if I'm mowing yard A and yard B, and there's yard C right here and yard D on the other side, I'd like to get all 4 of those, let's say 40 bucks a piece, and then somebody comes in and takes this one for 30 and advertises on the next one for 30. That's irritating. It is. That's irritating. But what are you going to do? Because I might have got this one for 40 and the next one over there, the guy might be doing it for 50. So, you know what I'm saying? Who's to say what? I don't know. I don't worry about it. I build my business. And if that guy, $30, if lowballing is what he's doing, he'll shoot himself in the foot. He'll be out of business. That customer will come to me. I'll say 40 bucks. And then they're going to hire me because they're going to say, well, obviously you get what you pay for. There you go. That's how I deal with lowballers. But that's a good question. I mean, that's a valid question. And then you asked another question, what is your best form of advertising? My best form of advertising? Business cards in the door and walk away. Don't knock. Don't ring the doorbell. 3 o'clock in the morning. You go to a neighborhood, you park your truck, you get a big old stack of business cards, and you go to the first door and you slip it in the crack of every front door that you could possibly slip it in. If they have a glass storm door or screen door, do not open it. That will wake the dogs. The dogs will go crazy. Lights will turn on. Husband's going to think that you're sneaking out the living room window. You just did something bad with his wife because she's now restless and nervous. She's a little bit sweating, but that's because she had a bad dream because she had too much ginger in her Thai diet. And now you're getting shot in the head by a husband who's pissed off thinking that you just snuck out the living room window. Don't open doors. Don't do anything. If they have a screen door or a glass door, leave it right on the stoop, right there by the door. Just leave it there, a business card. Leave it. Walk away. Who you are, what you charge, how to contact you. That's it. That's all you need on that form of advertisement. Who you are, what you charge, how to contact you. A little additional services is fine. Licensed and insured is fine. That's it. That's all, or not who you are, but what you do, what you charge, and how to contact you. Sorry. That's what you need. That's the big thing. Do it bilingual, front and back if you need to. Do it bilingual. Most lawns, 40 bucks if that's that area. Most lawns, 50 bucks if that's that area. Most lawns, 20 bucks if that's that area. Drop it down. When your phone rings, it's a customer. It's not a prospect. They see your price. The only thing they want to know is, does that include me too? Well, are you on a corner? No. Do you have a pie-shaped yard like a big cul-de-sac? No. Yep, sounds like you'll be 40 bucks. Can I get you scheduled tomorrow? I'll be right there. Thank you very much. That's the number one way to advertise for me. And number two is the refrigerator magnets. They're business card magnets. So you go to vistaprint.com and just do business cards and go to the magnets. They're like 5 times more expensive. But if you've got neighborhoods that have the metal mailboxes like I do, you can just drive around in your car or in your truck and just peel one off of your stack and just stick it right on the door with a little bit hanging off so they know that it's a magnet and not an actual sticker. Stick it right on the damn door of every single mailbox. As long as you don't open it or obstruct the red flag, you're fine. Stick it right on the door of every single mailbox. And they'll realize it's a magnet. They'll go inside. Even if they don't care, if they don't want you, if they don't like you, they're going to put it on their refrigerator and put their grandkid or their kid's picture on there, or their little something is going to go on that. That magnet's going to be used. And one day it's going to get called. And I'll tell you what, it could be months, it could be years, but those magnets will be there. Same with business cards. They get saved. That's my number one way of advertising. A couple questions about my car. I do have the white Chevy Cruze. Did you get a car by Colton Sargent? Son of Marvin asked a question, but then he said he continued watching and he got it answered. Okay, so that car was our marital car. All right, we bought that car together back in the end of 2014. When she left, she took the car. And she has since, with her mom, purchased something bigger. And so the car is sitting and she didn't want it. And so I said, well, I will take it. So I took it and I'm going to make the payments on it. There's no interest on the loan. And we didn't put any money down because the car that we had needed brakes, needed oil change, needed tires, needed a car payment made. So I took all that money, like $1,200 that I was going to spend on tires, oil, brakes, rotors, everything that needed on that car, and the $300 a month payment. I put that as a down payment on this car. We talked them down a few grand. We got 0% interest on it. So we drove off the lot with a brand new car with warranty, and that's that white Chevy Cruze. So I just took that back from her. Not a big deal. It's got 19,000 miles on it. If she ever needs to borrow it, she can. Not a problem. But it gives me my alternate means of mode of transportation because my truck is old. It's a 2002. It's got 180,000 miles on it. I only want to drive it for work. I only want to drive it to make money. I don't want to pleasure drive in it. I don't want it breaking down. I want it to get through this season, and then I have other plans with that truck for next season. But maybe. but I wanted to get through this season. And so having this car, no interest on the payments, is awesome. 100% principal. It's really a nice feeling. So that's the deal with the car. It's a gorgeous car. And it just got back from Chevrolet. They had problems with the paint, so they repainted the entire car, put a lifetime warranty on the paint job. So I'm happy with that. 21L price maybe? Hey Dan, I have a small lawn business. Only have 1 yard at the time. I use a 42-inch Cub Cadet zero turn and a Troy BILT trimmer. I was wondering how your Explorer handles your trailer. Handles it great. It's only a 5x8. It's a very light trailer, and it's low, and it's pointed at the front, so it cuts through the wind. My truck really barely even knows it's there. I'm going to start using my dad's 5x10 enclosed trailer, and I drive a 2011 Toyota Tacoma 2.7 liter. That should be fine. Eventually my dad is going to get a bigger trailer, so I'm hoping he will give it to me. I would really like to letter it and have a mobile billboard along with getting some magnets for my truck. Good idea. So I hope I answered your question. My truck's doing good. It's got the 4.0 V6 in it. It's the big Ford V6. Handles it really good, so I can't complain. Alright guys, so that gets us through a week. So that's a week of some pretty good questions. There's a lot of comments, a lot of attaboys, lots of little things that don't really require my answer on here. Just people just, you know, leaving little comments and stuff like that, which is awesome. I love it. You guys keep me up at night. I read these comments every day. Every morning I wake up, I read them. Every night before I go to bed, I read them. I come home for lunch, let the dogs out. I get caught up. That way I can think of any answers I need to think of. Maybe include it in my vlog. If something should be addressed right away, I'll include it that day in my vlog. But you guys are living rent-free in my head. I'm always thinking about you guys. You keep me motivated. You keep me online or in line and on track. And for that, I thank you very much. Send your questions on next videos that are coming. And I did a running video today about running, how I run, why I run, making a smoothie. So not about lawns, but it's about running. So what the hell? And you guys want to check that out. It's pretty cool. And I will see you guys on the next vlog. So thank you and goodbye.